This video is supported in part by Retro Days, a place for nostalgia nerds to gather, share memories, chat, and engage. Go to retrodays.com or check their YouTube channel linked below. It has been a minute since Basic Fun has put out one of these Arcade Classics mini tabletop arcade machines. It's been pre-apocalypse, in fact, months and months ago. I think it was like the end of 2019 when they finally put out like the Pac-Man number 14 and the Spy Hunter and the Defender all came out. So I was super excited when I heard from my friends on Facebook that there was a number 18 Tetris hitting stores. I spent the better part of a day trying to get my hands on it, but no success. Luckily, I reached out to the GenXGrownUp fans and army here and around North Florida, told them I was looking for one, and our friend, patron, and supporter Marcus came to the rescue. He found one in his local Walmart. We met up in an IKEA parking lot, and now I have the number 18 Tetris ready to review just for you.
Don't you know that you're a grown-up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown-up.
Hey there, welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John, I am a Gen X Grown Up, and I want to thank you for checking out this video and the rest of the channel. Yeah, you know we've had a lot of fun looking at these little units, and Tetris, there's been such a dry spell of these coming out. I was eager to get anything, but this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not that jazzed about Tetris. So honestly, Tetris in the arcade was never my go-to at all. I would play Tetris if I'd played everything else and I still had a couple of tokens, quite honestly. Because Tetris just isn't that dynamic to me. I know if you're a Tetris fan, I'm going to apologize in advance. That's just the way I've always felt about Tetris. So here's the thing, as with all of these arcade classics, they're supposed to be arcade classics. They're based on the original arcade gameplay. Now, I already know from pushing the button and trying it out that this is not the arcade ROM. I'm not sure that even matters in the case of Tetris. Look, there have been so many ports of Tetris. Look at this Wikipedia article. There's just been hundreds of different ports and versions and sequels and whatever, to the point that, you know, the real version of Tetris has kind of gotten blurred along the way. I don't know that it matters. What's important probably, I think, what I'm going to look for in this review, is this a good version of Tetris? Is it worth your 20 bucks? Well, we're going to find out together. Before we do, if this is your first time watching Gen X Grown Up, I would ask you look for that little bar that lifts, click that subscribe button in the corner, maybe enable notifications, making it easier for you to find way more Gen X inspired content just like this. All right, let's get Tetris to the table. And here is our number 18 Tetris. It's been a while, Arcade Classics. I'm ready to get into another one of these. So very much like the ones in the current run. I mean, this new box design, very colorful, kind of the side. It's got the number on the side, and the back has the description. The thing that just keeps getting to me is the classic arcade gameplay, music, and sound effects. I mean, yeah, we pretty much know that's not going to be the case here, but does it matter is the bigger problem based on what the title is. So let's get into this Tetris and find out what we have. Let's start with the basic design and look at what the cabinet includes. Now, the side art is, this is not a standard arcade Tetris. There's nothing about this side art that screams standard arcade Tetris. Yeah, I mean, you got this, other than the backwards R, it's kind of pixelated-y looking a little bit. Let's get the demo mode taken out of it. As with all arcade classics, we have an on-off button. We have a volume button here that toggles through the different loudnesses. And for controls, we have this little four-way joystick, which, I mean, you only really need a three-way joystick, but why would you make a special three-way joystick? That makes sense. Start button and a left and a right rotate. So you absolutely right away know this is not the arcade version of Tetris, because Tetris just had just a stick and a single button for rotation. So, okay, that's fine. Batteries are included, as Arcade Classics always does for us. For the screen, we have a 4:3 aspect ratio, which actually I think is accurate to the arcade version, if that matters anymore, based on what we're looking at here. Yeah, so, but it's standard fare for the Arcade Classics for basic fun. Quality plastic, and the buttons are good enough, I think. But as with anything, it's going to come down to the game. Let's get it cooking. Well, right at the outset, you can see this is something different. I mean, so as a generic screen says press start. And look at this. Look at all the options and choices. Options, high score table. Oh, that's great. Okay. You're going to make your own ROM. You absolutely need to, everybody do this. Integrate your own ROM with what players want today. Look at this. Help? Just like instructions? Let's see. How to play, scoring system, game. Look at that. That's cool. You see, this is what like modern people being introduced to games like this today, that's what they need. High score table. Great. What options? Oh, next cue on or off, so you know what the next tile is. Music on or off, and sound effects. We're going to keep it all on for fun. But that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, well, let's get into the game. Let's quit rambling. Let's see. Little countdown. Oh, that's kind of loud and annoying, isn't it? Oh boy. I see why they let you turn the sounds off. I mean, look. It's Tetris, right? There's the 2 rotation buttons, but old habits die hard. I find myself just using one because I'm used to just fast rotating. Oh, stacking up. I need a line. Give me a straight line. There it is. Quadruple. Tetris. Yeah. Bubble noise? What is that? I mean, that's fine. So this is... The only problem I have, I guess, is that they call it the arcade game, but it's not. This is... Yeah, okay. Alright, well, let's just finish the game and put in our high score, shall we? Alright, look at that! And a place to enter your high score. This is pretty cool. Here we go. First place. GXG. Of course. And then I guess we could go look at the high score table, I suppose. Of course we can. Does it survive a power off? It's almost got to, right? It's got to. Alright, so we're back on. Yes, it does. Wow. This is a new kind of beast. This is like nothing we've had so far from Basic Fun. I am not sure I know where to begin. I was, full transparency, I was prepared to roast this version of Tetris. Partially, I should keep this out of the review, partially as I admitted I'm not a huge fan of Tetris, partially because I knew up front it wasn't the arcade ROM, even though, again, that kind of doesn't matter. And, you know, I figured it might go like a 2 or 3 token kind of thing, but holy Toledo, what they have done with this. Listen, yeah, it's probably my least favorite title of all of these that I've had. Tetris is not my favorite game. But they have given so much attention to this Tetris. If they should just take the arcade version off of this. This is not arcade at all. This is a fantastic standalone version of Tetris. Look, it's got instructions, it's got high score tables, it's got options. This doesn't pretend to be. It's basically a console port, and the console is this little plastic box. I mean, wow. Basic Fun, I wish you would do this to all of your future arcade machines. I would stop complaining that, you know, XYZ game is not the arcade ROM if XYZ game had options and instructions and high scores and all of that amazing treatment. It's like special features on a DVD. Well, remember DVDs that had special features on them? Like, you get the movie, but you get more than the movie. And that's what I feel like we've got here. We've got Tetris, but we've got more than Tetris. It's a platform you're gonna play, you're gonna enjoy, you can fight your buddies for high scores, and who cares that it's not the arcade version? I don't anymore. You shouldn't care. If you like Tetris, 5 tokens out of 5. That's all I can say. For this version of Tetris, it has absolutely stunned me. I mean, it looks okay, the controls are okay, but the game that is by all means the heart of something like this is so good, is so superior. If you're a Tetris fan, this is the tabletop version you should own. I really hope you found something to enjoy in this video. I'm gonna get back to playing Tetris, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end. If you liked this video, the best way to say thanks is to watch one more. Here are a couple suggestions that you just might enjoy. And if you love our content, maybe consider becoming a Patreon supporter by following the link on screen.
Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be French fries.